That's a nice gear, actually. Hello. Forgot I had unmuted my microphone. But we'll do Chris the nice favor of having his stream left open. Although I just minimized the window, so I don't know if it'll actually count. Anyway. Oh, it's not capturing 14. There we go. Wasn't capturing 14 immediately. Alright. So. I went and did the 2 quests here for getting flight. So I now have flight in Urkapacha. So I'll be able to fly around now and finish off the map and stuff like that. Also went and did a bit of gathering. So I've got some of the gathering stuff. Picked up quests in Wachi Meki Meki so that I have the start of the Gatherer Crafter questline stuff. That's ready to go. Since, you know, this outfit, right, is the outfit of the zone. So I want to go see, or at least this area in the zone. So let's go chat with the trader so that we can see what the outfit looks like. Because I know I can get it through the chests, but I want to see, not the mender. Battlegraft, Disciple of War, Defending gear. Ah, it's this gear set again. Save the outfit. This was oh fucking what's it? The 13th? The gear from the 13th? So that's cloak. I choose the armor. I like the sort of bronzy note there from that armor. Actually, no, it's not from that dungeon. It's similar, but it's not from that dungeon. It's similar. What about the scouting gear? Basically, the gear that be using on Viper. Not great. Striking. Striking's just a recolor of the scouting gear. Okay. What about magic? What about casters? I think that's what I've seen upstairs. Yeah. I like the look of the caster gear. Caster gear looks nice. Seems very sort of rugged black mage kind of gear. Alright. It's interesting enough gear. I'm not gonna end up picking it up, but you know, it's interesting enough. Go pick up the main story quest then. Continue on. The Promise of Peace. Wuk Lamat. It's time to track down the next elector. What a turn of events! We were only meant to strengthen the ice, but Bakul Jaja's idiocy forced us to do them one better. With only 2 keystones remaining, we've at last begun to gain a fuller picture of the legend of the Golden City. A heavenly land suffused with a golden glow. The description of people being ageless and not dying very much seemed Asian in nature. I think it's time we returned to Tuliyollal. After scaling Tural's tallest mountain and battling a legendary beast to the death, even dauntless heroes like you could probably use a rest. In any case, there are preparations to be made before we can visit the next destination laid out in the saga. The respite would be most welcome. I believe I hear the forward cabins calling our names. Forward. I'm assuming it's the forward cabins and the W is just omitted. Goodbye, Gorfalor. So back to Tuliyollal. don't remember if I got that mount. I remember being tempted to buy that stuff on the Mog Station, but I don't know if I ever actually bought it. There we go. A bit nicer. So to the forward cabins. Yeah. Forward cabins. There. Hopefully, stream doesn't have any lag issues this time in cutscenes. Rest well, everyone. We can meet back here later on. I have a small errand to run in the city. I'll leave you to recover. Will you be heading to the palace, Wuk Lamat? Wuk Lamat, did you hear me? Lost in our own little world, it seems. Well, no matter. I'll be back soon enough. Attendant is standing by to unlock your cabin. Enjoy your stay. Best way I know. Oh, literally walk up and go in. That's cool. Alright, what cutscene are we going to get now? Welcome back, Master Mercanos. Your cabin is just as you left it, minus a light layer of dust. Oh, I've also changed chair again. So there's a chance I'll sink. It's gonna be fucking Graha. Is this how Graha gets introduced to Tural? He just shows up and knocks on our door at one point. Oh no, it's Wuk Lamat. Okay.
You have a moment? There's something I wanted to talk to you about.
All right. Shoot.
So, it's just too stuffy in here, that's what. We should go outside. Aye, a nice walk in the fresh air. That's what we need.
Sorry to drag you away from your nice, comfortable cabin, but I could feel the walls closing in. Oh, I know. I'll take you to one of my favorite places in Tuliyollal. That should help me get my thoughts in order. We'll go to the Resplendent Quarter and make our way up from there. Resplendent Quarter over there. Yeah. That's a good way to put it, actually. The promise of war, the promise of innovation, and the promise of peace. To name the three Dawn promises. I also realized while doing the dungeon that I am so not used to looking up there for my HP. We'll put it above the enemy HP bar. That's what we'll do. Experience just above it. Gonna feel really weird for a while, but you know, I'll get there. I'll get used to it. Actually, to encourage me to look up more. Hang on. I want my enfeeblements to stay roughly where they go. Enhancements, put off to the side. Other, we'll put over chat. Conditionals, we'll throw them near center vision. That doesn't matter anymore. That can go there. Limit gauge, we'll put above cast bar. Outer gauge, we'll throw where our conditional enhancements are. And then we'll throw the... Actually, we'll throw the experience bar above the hot bars. We'll put the hot bars there. There you go. This will take getting used to, man. We'll leave the XP bar up higher, actually. Put it to vent. We'll probably fuck with it again later anyway. I'll find what I want, what I like for the expansion, and that'll be it. Yeshiva, what are you doing up and about? Is your back feeling better? It's much healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in bed all day when you're out here fighting your hardest to win the throne. You're the claimant with the greatest love for peace. I love this nation of ours, and lending you my support is the least I can do. When I see you smile like that, how can I not be encouraged? Oh, ho, ho. There's plenty more who believe in your cause. I can recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think it'll help. Yours alone is more than enough. Thank you, Peshiwa. And thank you, Third Promise. I shall pray for your success in the contest. All those smiling faces. Sorry, Burkel. I'm getting distracted. It's just that with the progress we've made in the contest, even these everyday encounters feel that much more special. You think we can take our time and maybe wander around a little first? Then we can head to that spot I was thinking of.
This is much better.
Cool.
I used to come here all the time when I was little. Would look out over the whole city. And whatever.
Whoops. Whatever worries I had would seem so small.
At the top of Wuk Zormor? That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural? Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war. And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far.
Hanu Hanu, Pelu Pelu. I'm surprised the moblins aren't moblin. The Yokui. Or the mobby moblins.
I realize nothing gives me greater joy than the happiness of others. Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living.
Yeah, it's pretty good reasoning.
Silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace.
That's the sort of thing I'd expect you to say. You wish for a world like Yokui's dream. That's the sort of thing I'd expect you to say.
Really? I feel proud somehow. It's an answer I arrived at by trying to be true to myself. That you think I succeeded, it means a lot. So, this is my plan. When I become Dawn Servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in happiness.
I'm gonna shout it out over Tuliyollal.
It's just like Kryl said. By taking the time to hear their concerns,
Also totally thought she was gonna fall off.
and consider how best to serve.
The way she stood on the edge. I thought she was gonna fall off.
Closer to becoming the leader I want to be. It's hard for me to say how much I've changed since the contest began. But there's one thing I can say with confidence. I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies. If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me, I would have never learned so much.
There's a reason that keeps coming up. There's a reason that that's come up multiple times. That is going to be important.
Happened, and imagining what could happen, are you still willing to walk this path with me?
Feel, think. Hydaelyn's words. What do they have to do with Dawntrail?
Thank the gods for that.
Oh no. I thought we were done with Hydaelyn. I thought we were done with that entire storyline. But still Hydaelyn returns.
I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the cabins.
What was the way she put it? Listen. Listening, feeling, thinking. Literally Hydaelyn's words. Who said it earlier? Who said hear, feel, think? Someone said it earlier. I don't remember who. Was it Gorferal? The leader of the trolls? Or the Yokui? I know someone said it earlier, I just don't remember who. It's going to annoy me that I've forgotten who said it earlier. Someone said it earlier, and it's going to annoy me now that I've forgotten that. Oh. Let me throw this back on. And open that too. Excuse me. You look to be in good spirits. I assume your leisure time was well spent. I was glad to snatch some quality sleep myself. After all, it will soon be back to the road for us. I went full Japanese there. Jesus. Reading a fucking R as an L. Peaceful intentions. Is that the achievement for finishing a zone? Oh, that gives me a title. Herald of Peace. Quest. Unachieved. I like big fish and I cannot lie. A watched pot never boils. I'm assuming that's a main story one. That's all the way to the bottom. Eorzea for Aetheris, embraced by gods. Guided by the past, preserving the future. Oh, that's not main scenario. Ah! Peaceful intentions. For all Turali. Sun Chaser on the trail. Growing light. Growing light's the old achievement. Alphino seems eager to review your journey thus far. I think this is where I'll start getting actually usable gear. I'm sure the others will be along shortly. I do hope everyone has rested well. I do like this rendition of the music. Now that we have refreshed ourselves somewhat, let us consider all claimants as they currently stand. Zeralja and Kona have completed every feat thus far and hold 5 keystones apiece. Wuk Lamat would be equal with them, but for Bakul Jaja's thievery, which has left us one short. That conniving braggart didn't so much as lift a finger for the feat of proof, and wreaked havoc for the feat of ice. He can't have more than 3 keystones at most. He may think he can simply seal what he needs to win, but he's sorely mistaken. I will be taking back what is mine. This I swear. I mean, I also know some other details. I know it doesn't fucking matter how many keystones he gets. Because he ain't fucking winning. I fear that reclaiming your keystone may not be enough. That is, if Bakul Jaja's unleashing of Valagramanda is any indication. Using his lead, I anticipate that he will move to obtain the remaining keystones before disrupting his rival's attempts. We may all find ourselves being forced to take from one another. I can't say that I'd be comfortable with that. I don't think you would be. Considering your declaration over Tuliyollal last night. But neither will I surrender my claim to the throne so easily. If it's for the sake of preserving the happiness of my people, I'll do what I must. Last 2 keystones will require are those of the Lay of Repast and the Lay of the Brotherhood. The former depicts the cessation of hostilities between Mamulja, Tural, and the forest of Yaktel, specifically near a village called Brosh, probably. That's where I was born, if you recall. I haven't been back there since Papa took me in when I was a baby. Where the Lay of Brotherhood takes place, however, is unclear in the saga. It is said that a foreign explorer came seeking an audience with the Dawn Servant, but little more than that. Eorzea has a similar tale. The explorer Ketenram befriended a 2-headed king known as the Autarch before commencing his travels across Tural. He journeyed here several times afterwards, but was ultimately... So it's still lagging in the cutscenes. Huh. And then as soon as I click off, it's fine. That's really fucking weird. Because it is using 100% of the GPU. I turn off preview. Can I turn off preview? Ah, no, that's hiding stream info, not the preview. Minimize. Okay. Because I have it open on my other screen. I don't need to have it open here. I just need chat. Pop out. I just need chats. Yeah. Maybe now that will reduce Brave's GPU usage? No. Yeah. Interesting. He journeyed here several times afterwards, but was ultimately lost at sea. At least that is the currently held belief. Your two-headed king, he certainly sounds like Papa. This Ketenram fellow must have come to Tuliyollal. I mean, let's not forget his name was on the fucking tombstone of the Yokwi. But if he indeed arrived some 80 years ago, the capital may not have been built yet. Vestiges of the Yokwi architecture notwithstanding. Wait, you said the Otark, didn't you? Then Ketenram must have met the Dawn Servant in Mamuk. Mamuk? Is that a city? One of the grandest in Tural once upon a time, and the seat of the Mamul Jah's homeland. It too lies in Yaktel, not far from Ikbras, Brosh. Then all things considered, Yaktel seems the obvious choice for our next destination. From here, the safest method of travel is by dirigible. We should make for the landing once our preparations are complete. We're heading in one of Kona's balloons? They can't be any worse than ships, can they? Poor woman is scared. She is scared, so she is. Alright, let's head for the dirigible, so... Oh, that reminds me, I want to check what the weapon was. 663? Still below what I have. But at least the gear, the armor-wise, will be better. But in terms of actual wearable gear, it's going to be lower. Or not wearable gear. Wearable gear will be fine. Weapon is the only one that's above it now. So the next time we see a weapon as part of the MSQ rewards, we know that that's what we're gonna get. It'll be fine. Just fine. How exciting! The design of Turali dirigibles intrigues me. I must note how they perform compared to Eorzean airships. For as much as I wish we could ignore him, Bakul Jaja is a real threat. We can't afford to let our guard down. Yaktel, where the Yakwi dreamt of the Golden City. Ready to leave when you are. The next flight to Yaktel will be leaving shortly. Passengers are arsed? They are arsed, apparently. They are asked to keep their hands, legs, and luggage inside the dirigible at all times. Are we sure that thing will stay in the air all the way to Yaktel? Yaktel? Yaktel. Are you ready? Bags packed and goodbye said. There's no going back once we lift off. Not that I'm nervous or anything. I'm just making sure that you're not nervous. Come on, we agreed. Be honest. Oh, who am I kidding? My niece won't stop shaking. Hey, will you hold my hand? Just until I've settled my nerves. Maybe ask Erinville. Yeah. That's a dick in the mud. He'd never let me live it down. There she is, the third promise. Wait just a moment. Pablo! Pablo and Tobli. Of course, of course. Oh, wait as long as you lead. Sorry to delay you, but we were able to discover the origin of Kryle's earring. Is it so? You said before that it gained popularity in Tural as a protective ward for travelers. Is that correct? That's right. We tracked it down, the elderly merchant whom first sales are attributed. According to him, the design imitates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met at market some 20 years ago. Little did he know that charming tastes of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. A foreign mage wearing this earring could only be grandfather. Did the merchant happen to mention which market? One in Yaktel, where it seems you're already bound. But luck, and I shall seek the next clue once we arrive. Is it mere coincidence that brought my grandfather there, or yet another discovery to look forward to? Thank you both for coming all this way. Anything for the third promise. Good luck with the rest of the rite. Thanks, I won't let you down. I just got to board this dirigible and I'm as good as there. Last call for passengers to Yaktel. She's managing to walk over there, alright. Really hope she wins. Yaktel and will test her mettle, without a doubt. The next Dawn servant must be willing to bear the full weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it may be. An interesting comment to make. Oh, here we go.
The fierce Shepral hunters who laid claim
It is
to this
Shepral.
land call it the Azure Forest, Yaktel.
For good reason. So it is just Yaktel.
Battered by meteors in ancient times and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature, it is easy to understand why the place is so named.
How's Wuk Lamat doing? Nope, she's on the floor.
It is here, where the Shepral and Mamulja once battled for dominance, that the rite of succession would reach its climax.
Tural, Yaktel.
Are you all right?
More seasickness.
I've never been good with heights.
Oh. You live in the palace on top of Tuliyollal.
The vegetation is far denser than in Kozumauka.
I suggest you pay more attention to the ground, unless you want to walk straight into a cenote.
A cenote?
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater. Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the earth, it became susceptible to erosion.
Interesting.
Deep as some of the pits are, you'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble. So, don't take a tumble.
That feels targeted.
It was one time.
Is the Shabral community depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Aye. We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right. I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
This part of the forest is not very azure. Also, I have a feeling we'll probably see a Stadion pop up here. Azure Forest. His name is Shashoga. Shashoga. Worry not, Kryl and I will ensure our promise doesn't wind up at the bottom of one of those cenotes. Would it kill Erenville to give me the benefit of the doubt? Or the benefit of a second chance? No, it's funnier this way. Hardly fathom how difficult travel must have been before the second promise introduced dirigibles. Can you imagine having to walk all this way? Well, that journey was delightful. The wind was fair and the vessel hardly rocked at all. I feel like that's another slight at Wuk Lamat. Alright, let's have a little look around, shall we? I believe this is where he ended up showing off some of the mounts. Let's wait and see what's out here. Maybe pick one of these up. I'm assuming these are now level 94 there. Okay. Let me... Can I... Is there no slash for editing titles? God damn it. Post-trial, level 94. MSQ, level 94. Let's just do... Now entering. 3 feet. 3. And I closed the fucking YouTube live stream. This swimming idea. There you go. Minimize. Close. Cool. Go. It is quite dark here. Excuse me. Oof. What happened here? Damn. Oh, there's a hunt target. The Shabrit Cinderfield. I mean, that's one of the cenotes they were talking about. Sure, there's probably an ether current somewhere near here. It's out of here. Okay. I remember the flying squirrel thing as being a hunt target. I don't think it actually noted whether it was an A rank or an S rank. I just know it was deemed a hunt target. I don't know if I'm able to explore the entire zone. I'm gonna drive around anyway and probably end up exploring as much of the zone as I can. And then we'll see. Again, as a reminder, the gear in this zone is going to start being better than the gear I have on. So we'll start switching our gear out with this zone. 272 southwest. On top of that, maybe? $151 south. Down here. Ah, there it is. Ooh. Well, that's the part that is the reason it's called the Azure Forest. Port 13 to the west. Why does it feel like this is another one that has a split? I mean, I suppose it might end up being kind of similar to second half of Amarang on Norvrent, where the second half was kind of split in two because there was the northern and southern parts, and you had to progress to a certain part of the MSQ in the zone in order to gain access to the southern area. Might be similar here. That, or I might just need to go down there to get down there. I don't know. See. I will explore what's obvious first, and then we'll explore the not so obvious after that. Oh, that's not a way to get over there. There we go. Another cenote there. I don't know how much of the map each of these sorts of movements will unlock. We'll only know by doing it. Necrosis. At least we have some new mob designs here, and it's not all just the same stuff over and over again. There are some very similar mob designs for sure, but at least we have some new ones. Discovered a new location. The Otumu Horizon. Let's have a look at what the local gear looks like, since we're here next to the merchant. Hello. Type of war. Defending. Oh, considering it's a circle of defending, this might be good. Might not be. Huh? Is that the same gear again? Yeah, it is. It's the 92 gear. Okay. That confused me. So this doesn't have the 94 gear. I guess the 94 gear is in the other zone then? The other part of the zone? Hop up north. Clear off this last section, and then we'll go south. See what is south of here. I also need to have a look around for ether curtains. 216 to the south. Well, south was the direction I was planning to go anyway, so. You know, is it up this side? No, it's down there. The Shmun Hoja. Any brook. Another one 396 yams to the south. Shashlik Wuk. I assume it's not going to be over here south. It's going to be down there south. Definitely looks like this is another split zone. Just kind of surprising that it's another split zone. You know, Ikrash is there. Ikrash, and then the other area in terms of Aetheryte is Mamuk. Yeah. Yeah. Two split zones again. Blue Eyes Abode. Oh no. It's the home of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. The Blue Eyes Abode. Yeah, and that, if anything, proves that I can't just drive off. What is that? Are they just infused with ether down there? What the fuck? It's weird to be above the second area. You know? Even I suppose when it came to Under the Sea in Under the Sea in Shadowbringers, I don't remember the name of that zone. The one that Amarot is in. That zone. I was going to call it the Twilight Sea, but I don't think that's right either. Hang the fuck on. Norvrent. Tempest. That was it. The northern part of the Tempest. I suppose it's technically above Amarot. Amarot's at the bottom. Like Amarot is deep in the ocean. So that's a zone where you're above the second half of the zone. But Amarot is also like the best fucking kept secret of Shadowbringers. You know? Amarot is not revealed until you actually get to see it. Like, if anything, that's the one zone I would not want people to be spoiled on the second half of. With thicker vegetation comes reduced visibility. I advise you to keep someone in sight at all times. I know where I'm going. I don't need your warning, Aaronville. Besides, you've already fucked off anyway. Yak Awak Soli. Yak Awak Soli. Night Stalker's Shadow. Garden of the Stars. Shada Talat Saloi. Take care, we just got separated. Are you gonna fuck off? No, okay. Let's just deal with you then. I can't deal damage by dashing at them. Take care not to get separated. I hate to lose you in this rampant undergrowth. Is that Ikbrash over there, I wonder? For all of Erenville's insistent, I have yet to discover anything particularly blue about this forest. Yeah, because the blue is the more underground area of the forest. See? No tumbles. Thanks to Kral and Alizé, but it still counts. Good. Everyone's accounted for. Ikbrash is just up ahead. Let's be on our way. Ooh. Sumimasen. Ha! I've fallen into Hightard Harbor enough times to be a professional diver. There's no way I'd fall into something like this on accident. Just so you know, I shall be very cross if you push me. Damn, Alizé, what do you take me for? Are all the cenotes this deep, I wonder? What's so blue about this forest? You'll see. Erenville was not exaggerating about the cenotes. It would be a grueling ordeal to climb out of one. Well, thankfully we made it here without incident. Let's not dally any longer. Yep, 663. Dark mahogany. Sounds interesting. Ready to head on in? Excuse me. Oh no. Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully our relative tardiness will not reflect poorly upon us. The third promise and her retinue, I presume. You presume right. I seek the Dawn Servant's Elector. And come and join us in the Garden of Stars at the village center. Everyone is waiting for you. Everyone? And who might that be? There is but one way to find out. Come, let us follow them. That music is always a concern. Always.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
If I'd known we'd be waiting on your mangy hide, I wouldn't have bothered with a Ligarmanda in the first place.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you
Weaver.
have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin. My name is Hunmuruk. As Ibrash Rash, I have the honor of serving as Elector on behalf of my people. As all four claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival. Third promise. If you would please join us.
Interesting that all four claimants are required here. That is. It's unusual.
Thus far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of repast, however, will test your cooperation.
Ah, well, this is already
You must
fucked.
complete this challenge in teams of 2.
Oh, okay.
What? You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
Be
One of
warned,
them's beat the shit out of you.
only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner. Teams will be decided by lots.
Oh
Those who
no.
draw the same color will be paired accordingly.
Oh no. They cut away because they didn't want to animate his arm going into the
'Twere
jar.
forbid Wuk Lamat is paired with Bakul Jaja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
Claimants, please present your colors. I have red. Blue. On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Red,
Oh.
which means
Together again, as fate would have it.
victory's as good as ours.
With our claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
So the Mamulja versus the non-Mamulja.
Not the one-head.
The one head who beat you up?
Listen well, for the trial that awaits you is as follows. Each team is to prepare a sample of traditional Shebrol cuisine. Shibruk Bibil.
Cooking. Cooking is the last thing I
Now
thought
we
would
must
be a thing.
cook. Another ludicrous feat.
So it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
Agreed. Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
No, I'm just hungry.
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say? Indeed. If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
I have too many
Variety
things to
of
snack
stew
on
dishes
around
in
me.
Dalian cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink. The Hanu replenish their magical energies with reeds, while the Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living. So basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
With each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture. Is this what Father intended for us all along? But a leader with his vision must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tuliyollal onto a more prosperous future.
It is a combination of both that will do better, Kona.
The rules are simple. The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivir will be deemed victorious. You will be judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques. Kitchens have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster.
I love that there's a fucking cooking competition.
Begin.
I've never actually heard of Shibruk Bibil before. What's it like, I wonder?
That he's allowed to continue being a claimant and being part of the competitions is ridiculous. After he released the fucking Vidral. Like, what the fuck? It is ridiculous. Do you suppose the first promise in Bakul Jaja will wear matching aprons? I dearly hope so. Only 2 claimants can receive keystones from this feat. Intimidating perhaps, but irrelevant. We shall prevail. Second promise will no doubt have thoughts on how best to proceed. Let us ask for his perspective. With the pairings to be thus decided, the stars align for us indeed. As much as I would have loved to defeat you in a high-stakes culinary battle, I couldn't have asked for better allies. I consider myself a connoisseur of all things tasty and Turali, but this is the first I've heard of Shibruk Bibil. Shibruk Bibil. First promise of Bakul Jaja are formidable on the field, but in the kitchen, I think the odds are in our favor. Unfortunate that this feat's unique stipulations have frustrated Bakul Jaja's attempts to delay us. There's him, right? That's what he gets for endangering my people with his schemes. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong and obviously has a mind for strategy. Twisted though it may be. I'll never understand him. Putting aside our competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I am for this opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team possesses a distinct advantage. Of course we do. Any team I'm on is bound to succeed. That's not what he meant. Precisely. You mean we have an advantage in numbers, yes? Our competition has a team of 6, 2 claimants, Sarilja and Bakulja Jaz lackeys. Whereas we have a team of 9. That's 3 more people we can mobilize. With the tasks suitably delegated, it should be a brisk affair to learn the recipe and assemble necessary ingredients. Too easy. Well, we mustn't be overconfident, lest we make a careless mistake that could have easily been avoided. Our first order of business should be determining the recipe for Shibruk Bibil. We can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about. Given the nature of this feat, asking for answers directly may prove less effective than simply observing the daily habits of the Shibral people. Let's gather here once we have seen what clues the village has to offer. Brush. Have to remember, X's are SH's. Eek brush. You know what would be handy? Actually, hang on, let's see if they've done it first before I say it'd be handy. Okay. If in the Unending Codex they had pronunciation guides. Be handy for those of us trying to speak. Because otherwise I feel like I am speaking in tongues. A number of spices, some entirely unfamiliar to you, are nestled in a basket. That one's called Akiote. Mostly use it to add a bit of color to our most popular cuisine, but its medicinal benefits are significant as well. So the Shirash Pibil is a medicinal dish? Probably similar to the whole, like, the culture of chicken soup. Maybe. Fastidious fellow. The recipe, Sir Shibruk Pibil. I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared. Alas, we are forbidden from divulging anything. Orders from Hunmuruk himself. But your mentioning it has given me a fierce craving. I hope there's still Ibruk we had at the market. Wink. Okay. Knock him flat. The Hobigo. We ought to cut our lasses and head to Mamuk. This feat is nothing but a fool's errand. I mean, hell, it'll help us. You're the fool. You think he won't tan our hides for leather if we dare to return without enough keystones. Besides, we've taken from the house cat before. How difficult would it be a second time? Fucking salt liquor. Fuck you. Ah, the gemstone trader. Did they make the fucking hitboxes for Aetherytes bigger? Because I've accidentally opened the Aetheryte menu way more often than before. A bright banana peel. Colorful banana peel has been neatly arranged on the ground, which appears to be smoking. Oh no, it appears I've gone and dropped in my Najul. I mean, Jatika banana. Can hardly see it from all the steam issuing from my underground oven. While you use leaves in your cooking. So there's a medicinal herb. It's cooked in an underground oven. Cooked in an underground oven using Ibruk. Ibruk meat. Some medicinal herb. It's interesting. Wuk de Shun. I do feel overdressed for this environment. I need crunch. Sorry, I'm back. What did we discover about Shibruk Pibil? True to your prediction, the villagers were forbidden from educating us directly. However, many were still preparing it as one might a stable dish, and observation of their techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was only too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, while neither confirming nor denying any relation to Shibrik Pabil. One particular she attributed to all common Jabral dishes, akiote, she called it. I see, then if Shibrik Pabil is indeed a dish as ubiquitous as Alphino claims, we've confirmed our first ingredient. I did observe a cook burying bundles wrapped in a leaf of najul, or banana. In certain localities, 'twould seem the use of subterranean ovens is commonplace. So the same. I think we all know what's inside those bundles then, don't you? Ibruk. As would be expected of a dish called Shibruk Pibil, indeed. Shibruk Pibil. So to summarize, this dish is one of Ibruk, flavored with a combination of spices that includes akiote and steamed underground within najul, banana leaves. Given our assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to procure our ingredients. As a staple cuisine, its ingredients will be close at hand, which is why Thancred and I scouted the surrounding forest while you were all exploring the villages. Between the local vegetation and wild Ibruk, we should have everything we need in regards to the recipe's ingredients. Leave it to the master gleaner. With that, we should next divvy up our tasks. While some gather ingredients, others should make ready the kitchen. I can help prepare the kitchen. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gathering. Oh man, we keep going back to that though, eh? I too should be glad to volunteer mine aid. Then the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I am happy to lead someone to a suitable Ibruk if they will perform the requisite deed. Alize? As for Najul leaves, I believe I'm capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find Najul in these parts. They only grow in the Jatika heartland, forests far below these. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we ought to try bartering first. This feat encourages our communication with the locals, after all. Lamati, Berkel, would you accompany me on my errand? No better way to whet my appetite. Good, let us be about our tasks. Ona, Lamati had no specific task assigned to her, so I had her accompany me, no more, no less. Come on, let's go find those Najul leaves. The sooner we do, the sooner we can eat. Cobalt tungsten vest defending. Ooh, I like. Let's disable glamour plate link for now. Has the look of a man intent on finding bananas. Let us see if there are Najul leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Oriange mentioned Might be persuaded to spare us a few. Let's take the headgear off now, since it doesn't make a whole lot of sense with the the outfit I'm currently wearing. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Naju leaves for purposes other than Shibruk Pibil? Naturally. Fortunately, I've just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower forest for sure. Or for more. Gol Magique Grove is the source of the finest Naju leaves you'll find. Wild variants you sometimes see in city markets can't compare. I see, I had hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but if there's no other way to obtain our ingredient, then to Jatika Heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Muduk. Traveling there requires that you go through the Tienbeck Traverse, but it is caved in due to the recent storm, I expect. What? But that means we can't get our Najul leaves. But we can, can't we? If there were no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat, or else altered its objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. Very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach. You may find Shibruk Pibil to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. I can't wait. Meaning there's a lot of food? Maybe? Still, if there are no leaves here, we can't travel for more. How are we supposed to gather all our ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the peoples and cultures of Tuliyollal. So perhaps there is something about Shibruk Pibil that we have yet to learn, something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. Oh, I see. Like who was the first to make it, its history, that sort of thing. Ahem. If it's Yoctel's history you're interested in, you should start with the old war. Between the Tural and the Mamulja, right? These forests have borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know Shibruk Pibil. Huh? What does steamed Ibruk have to do with bloodshed? I see the question we must answer. Vexing though such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of a settlement ruined by the war, the village of Ilion Asol. It lies a short distance to the east. Okay. The village of Ilion Asol. Understood? Thank you for your help. Come, let's go see this place. Night Stalker's shadow. I feel like Soken really experimented with music in this expansion. Just in comparison to like the music he's already done, it's really different. 3419 North. I missed one over here somewhere. Still north. Northwest. So up there? Could make sense. Or possibly over there. Or in the hollow. Northeast now. $172 east. Over there? Oh, there it is. $633 east. Might as well do some collecting of ether currents while we're here. Valia. End of the pier, probably. $339 southeast. Ooh. Hello, I need to go look at that thing. Are you a fate? You're not a fate. You're a hunt rancer. What the fuck? Star Crier. Dude, that looks insane. Damn. I don't think I'd be able to kill that right now, though. I want to try, but damn. I'm assuming it's a hunt target. Whether it's an A rank or a B rank, I don't know. I highly doubt it's an S rank. I didn't even pay attention to what that said. 65. Oh, there. Turn around and there it is. Southwest. That's outside of the play at the current area, I think. So it is that to get down to the lower area. It's just blocked off. Convenient. Conveniently by the storm that Valagamonda roused. How mightily convenient. Let's see if it is actually too far south. Yeah, 344 yom south. That's definitely putting it in the other zone, or the other part of the zone, rather. Everyone knows there was a war between Mamulja and Tural, but I may have forgotten some of the details. Wuk Lamat. Village of Ilyonaso must be further east. Let us continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. Look behind and you just see fucking Bakul Jaja coming at you. Did I pick up 5 ether currents yet? I think I did. Yeah. Other 5 are down below then. Also, the 2 feats that are here. Meaning that this would be the, like, main part of the feat, or the rite of succession done. All that's left is finding the Golden City. This place feels forgotten by time. Although, to be fair, where the Golden City is still a question mark. So this is the village of Ilyonaso. What's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My grandfather called it home, in fact. Ukevu? Ukevu? I didn't know you were in Yaktel. I was picking up lumber from Mikbrash when I heard the third promise was on her way to the site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. Gavu is a shipwright who came to our aid during the Feat of Reeds. A pleasure. You remember the third promise's retinue, I presume? For the moment, I suppose I am. My name is Kona. Pleased to make your acquaintance. That's a good name. A familiar name. Where have I heard? And he now realizes he's the second promise. Kona has a second promise of Tuliyollal. To think that I addressed the Dawn Servant's own son as some common retainer. Disrespect cannot be excused. Please take up your gun and... Oh, come on, not this again. Take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then. Oh fuck, I fucked up. I don't take offense. Oh, cool. Alright, then I shan't dwell on it. Oh my lord. I shan't Q. At least he's consistent. Yeah, true. I understand you wish to learn about Shibruk Pibil. While I am forbidden by the Shpras Raksh to divulge any information regarding its preparation, I'll be happy to share what I know of Yaktel's history. We'd appreciate it. In its most basic sense, the conflict between the Shpral and the Mamulja was one of land. Mamulja live on the lowest forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of Shpral. And they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. Yet, advantage ever favors higher ground, and the Shpral forces held their upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and again. But as the state of this village would attest, the tide eventually turned. What brought it about? Something you know all too well, blessed siblings. You must understand, the Mamulja were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hobigu, Bonewa, and Dopro each sought to assert dominance over the others, even as they engaged in the Shpral in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hobigo Hobigo, Hubigo, and Bonewa, leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways one could never, ever imagined. It was long believed that partners of differing clans could not have children together. But then it happened. A child arrived who shared the blood of Hubigu and Bonewa both, a two-headed Mamulja. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually arising as the first Otak, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the Otak's rule, the newly united Mamulja became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to a head. I think it best you see the results firsthand. Let us visit another battlefield from that time, and there I shall continue the tale. This is the fucking desolated wasteland that I went through earlier. I have a feeling it is. By the 12. How very Eorzean of you, Kona. It makes sense that Vukevu is from here, considering Wuk Lamat is also from here.
This is where most battles were fought between the Shabral and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinder Field.
A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yokui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence. A constant stream of minor skirmishes, punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now this.
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours. If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace.
Buff your tails and scurry off then! Cowards like you ill deserve the bounty of this forest. Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance? You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us.
Pet and Ramu?
Not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end?
That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then? You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
What? You defeated the Sky Ruin? I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How the Pelu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Yes.
Those strengths are born of cooperation. The guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
So whose memory are we viewing? Because it's clearly someone who was there 80 years ago.
And so began that legendary banquet.
I'm assuming Shibruk
One
or
would
Shibruk
not
Pabel.
expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the Dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Chibral steamed najul.
Ah, I see how they combine now.
Delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
Steamed spice
It
meat.
is a marriage of Chibral and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast. In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
It's fitting.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Pibil and the history it has written.
Shibruk Pibil.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us. What's wrong?
We were followed. We're being watched.
Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
Maybe, maybe not. Never imagined our father was instrumental in Shibruk Pibil's invention. I hope I have been of sufficient service to the third promise. Papa really did give up his word to his words. Did live up to his words. He traveled to the land and learned about our people's myriad cultures. And we're doing the same now. That's a bit better. And we're doing the same now. Bananas still weigh heavily upon Kona's mind. Yevu has given us valuable insight into the origins of Shibruk Pibil. However, we are still no closer to procuring the necessary Najul leaves. Tell me, was that historic feast commemorated in some fashion? The monument, for instance. It was. Allow me to show you. What does Kona want with a monument? Only speculation, but I dare to hope. Here it is. Offered up by the two factions, these weapons symbolize their vow that they would never again raise arms against each other. Since this feat demands a journey through history, I thought it only logical that a monument like this might steer us through. Especially one at the heart of so significant a battlefield. Namati, Berkel, would you help me search this area for clues? Tell me if anything catches your eye. Sure thing. Interesting idea. Look, here. Soil has been recently overturned. Oh, someone buried a box. Well. I would have been satisfied to only find a hint, but here they are, fresh nodule leaves. Konmuruk's doing, I'd wager. There's poetry in hiding them on his battlefield, given that it was central to the war they helped end. So he planned all this from the start. Thank you again, Wukevu. We wouldn't have found these leaves without your help. It was my honor to render assistance. And with apologies to present company, allow me to offer my encouragement as well. Third promise, ever since I witnessed your performance in the Feat of Reeds, I have been certain that you are the claimant most worthy of leading our nation. All device solutions to the Hanu's ailing corpse. Props. But you alone sought to know their culture and revive Ihana, even if it seemed unrelated to your task. In my humble opinion, no one cares more for the people of Tuliyollal and what they hold dear. Poor brother. Should you again require the historical musings of an old shipwright, I am ever at yours. For now, I take my leave. I not argue with that. We have what we need. Let us return to Ikbrash. Talk to me. Damn it. Talk to me. Yeah. So where the balloon, the cat thing, wherever that is on your screen does not matter in cutscenes. Cutscenes is automatically fixed. That seems to be faster way over. Go around this side then. You have to wonder whether Wukevu is actually a historian and not a shipwright. You make use of the kitchens at any time. I look forward to tasting your shibibil. Glad we were successful. The others should be back soon, I suspect. I hope so. I'm famished. How did everyone fare? You got the nodule leaves. Gevu came along and helped us to find them. Gevu was here. I would have liked to say hello. Yes, he gave us an important history lesson. Shibruk Pibil. That Galul Jaja brought an end to centuries of warfare surprises me little, but which he said peace through cuisine is something else entirely. Leave it to my old man to find the oddest solutions. How about the rest of you? Is our kitchen ready? Everything should be in order. Riandra and I made another tour of the village and borrowed the cooking utensils we need, with no mention of what we needed them for, of course. Never gonna let him live it down. Never. Look like a true expert. Erbil and I found our brook, so we should have meat aplenty. It was a spirited creature, so much so that its hunter fell down a cenote trying to catch it. Oh, poor Alize. What part of never speak of this to anyone did you not understand? I picked a good portion of local herbs, particular attention to the seeds that yield akiote. I'm told our resident astrologian divined the appropriate measurements for the seasoning as well. Aye. Through further inquiry did I determine the ideal balance of spices. Now, that remains is to prepare the dish itself. I presume that at least one among us is versed in the culinary arts. I can hardly claim profound skill, but I have cooked for myself. Leave the rest to me. I mean, I'm a culinarian. And you, I hope, as I recall, you are an accomplished culinarian. There we go. Ooh, my mouth is watering already. Without further delay, then. Oh. I look over to check my stream video, and I see I'm lagging like shit. Again, because of a cutscene. I wonder if the camera is part of it. I'm gonna stop the camera for now. See if that helps.
Oh, it smells so good.
Good, there is still time. I shall prepare our sample at once.
At first, I wasn't sure about being stuck with the one head. But better that than playing nanny to the mewling house cat.
Be quiet, Bakul Jaja. No one cares what you think.
Yes, that is the right way to respond.
All you like, victory will be ours.
It's ready.
Tacos! Big fat tacos.
Apologies for the wait. We submit to you our Shibruk Pibil.
Shibruk Pibil.
This looks amazing.
The dish is prepared by using the culinary techniques of the Mamulja to cook the spiced meats favored by the Jabral. It is a symbol of peace between their two peoples after centuries of war.
Both the ingredients and your methods appear to have been correct. Now then.
All that's left is to taste. Do we actually see him eat, or is it just going to be... Oh no, he's actually picking one up. I didn't actually expect to see him eating it.
In taste, texture, and aroma, you have recreated Shibruk Pibil admirably. Granted, anyone might well achieve similar results by following the recipe to the letter. But you went a step further. You sought to learn the cultural significance of the dish, about Yoktel's history of violence, and your father's role in ending it. Your willingness to take lessons from the past befits aspiring Dawn servants. And for that, I commend you. All that remains is to partake of your creation. Through understanding, it's gained only through experience.
Now this is something I'm definitely good at.
Are we going to see them actually eating
I
it?
believe we have yet to receive our assessment. Ours is also a faithful example of Shibruk Pibil, as you will no doubt agree.
I am hoping that for there to be something like vaguely wrong with it. All in one bite is impressive. Ugh. Excuse me.
I see. While your effort looks the part, unlike the second and third promises dish, it lacks its defining aroma.
Preposterous! The meat was marinated and spiced before being steamed in an earthen oven. This is Shibruk Pibil.
Oh? And what about the Jatika banana leaf?
It's because of you that we couldn't get any damn leaves! You can't fault us!
Oh, but leaves were available.
But the second and third promises had no such difficulty, did they? That which they needed, they acquired simply by showing interest in our history and heritage.
Ugh, it's just some crusty old leaf. What difference could it make?
Your dish lacks an essential ingredient. As you have failed to demonstrate an adequate understanding of Shibruk Pibil, I must deem your performance unsatisfactory. Your team will not receive keystones.
This was stupid anyway.
His ambition only grows more intense. That someone could harbor such dark thoughts towards family.
What do I care for this sham of a feat? I can always take what I need later.
Aye.
This is delicious! The brook is so tender it melts in your mouth, and the way the najou leaf rounds out these spices is sublime. This is the taste of harmony. Someone who only knows brute force and deception could never appreciate it.
Calling him out like a bitch he is.
Choke on your harmony.
Come. Finish your meal. That too is part of the feat.
You don't have to tell me twice. That was bliss. You've got real culinary talent. If you ever tire of adventuring, you can always be my personal chef.
It was palatable enough, I suppose.
It's better than fucking Shardian food, right? Do you want to be eating Wonder Bread the whole time? It was Wonder Bread.
Successfully performed
Archon
the
bread.
feat of
That's
the
the one.
past. I present these keystones.
Wait, is there a recipe for Archon bread? The cookbook?
Only 1 feet left.
For Archon loaf.
Well,
No.
we should get going then.
There is bacon bread, corn bread, honey muffin, knight's bread, and walnut bread. There's no Archon loaf. Maybe in the next
I'm glad
cookbook.
that wasn't paired with one of the others.
We can do better than that, surely.
The 6th keystone is ours. Thanks for all your help, everyone. I forgot something important.
Uh-oh.
Was there any Shipbrook people left? I could really use another helping.
We need to start considering how to reclaim that keystone from Bakul Jaja. I'm relieved that our dish was well received. Depriving the first promise of a keystone is a crucial victory indeed. What's in there? One final feat remains. After this one, I hardly know what to expect. That was too good. That was so good. I'm already looking forward to having Shibruk Pibil again. Here, Barkal, Kra. Made more using leftover ingredients. You'll love it. I'm thinking to buy more for the road myself now that the Feast of Repast is over. Villagers should be free to offer it up to us, right? He does have an exceptional point. Ah, the housing item, I see. New wares are available from the Shral merchant in Yggdrash. Choose. I'm assuming Dark Mahogany is the weapon name, and it's just the gear set is named after the weapon. Seeing as we now face the penultimate objective of the rite, it would be wise to travel to Mamuk and undertake the feat of the Brotherhood without delay. Wise, yes, but impossible. The Tienbeck Traverse, which connects the upper forest to the Jatika heartland, is still impassable. There's no other route? I'm afraid not. Work to clear the path is underway, though, so I'm hopeful we can do my journeys. Let us each use this time as we see fit. I, for one, would like to explore the village's surroundings. Baronville would oblige me with a tour. Very well. I have no other engagement. Then I will come with you. Only to prove that I am capable of keeping my footing. Though I shouldn't rejoice in our delay, it does afford me an opportunity to look into my grandfather's reported visit to Yaktel. Oh, that's right. Bablu did say something about a foreign mage coming through here decades back, didn't she? I'll come with you. Won't you join us, Berkel? Let us reconvene here after our respective diversions. As I recall, the merchant met my grandfather at a market in Yaktel some 20 years ago. Any who might reliably remember him must therefore be at least middle-aged. Let us make inquiries where we can. Boilis? Ballis. Ballis. They're weavers as well. Makes it interesting. A grizzled villager. This fellow looks promising. Definitely older than I am. I hope someone in Igrash knows something. A foreign mage? 20 years ago. Yes, I remember him. It's not often we get visitors from across the salt, let alone those traveling with infants. A baby girl, as I recall. I only saw him in passing, mind. If anyone were to know more, I'd wager it would be Hunmuduk. He was already Shibraksh. Then. Baby girl, it couldn't have been. Thank you, sir. Information was most helpful. Shibrash Rax. Rash? Shibrash Rash? Shibrash Rash? I don't know. Maybe the very lead I was hoping for. So, Hunmuduk has been Shibrash Rash for over 20 years. That's before I was even born. Does he know her parents? Hello again. Do you require assistance? A foreign mage passed through Igrash roughly 20 years ago, possibly carrying a young child. Do you remember him? Why do you ask me this? Who is this man to you? May have been my grandfather. I wish to know what brought him here. Your grandfather? Not by blood, but he is family nonetheless. A foreign mage did indeed visit Igrash, Master Galuf. So it was indeed Galuf Baldessian. So far as his identity is concerned, I trust you are satisfied? More than that, however, I cannot say. Why not? I simply cannot. I beg your forgiveness and understanding. Very well, I will not press. Thank you for confirming his presence here. The rest I will discover myself. Out of more general curiosity, I have another question. They say the Yokwai once dwelled in these forests. Where was that exactly? General curiosity indeed. But yes, before they withdrew to Urkpacha some 5 centuries ago, the Yokwai claimed Yaktel as their own. Many of their architectural remains can be found in the lower forest, the Jatika Heartland. And that's where they must have had their visions. Thank you. That answers much and more. I understand what it means to long for one's family. So believe me when I say that, though my position forbids me from aiding you further, I wish you nothing but success. By helping the Third Promise find the Golden City, You will surely find the answers to your question. Speaking of which, I have query of my own for you, Burkel. May I request a moment of your company? Go on, we'll wait for you. Thank you for obliging me. First, let us head to the cenote behind this village. They knew people would go this way. They gave them the opportunity. It was my intention to see you off without saying anything, but Mistress Kryle's plea has softened my resolve. As the leader of our community, I'm gladdened to see that the Third Promise has surrounded herself with such compassionate and trustworthy companions. Would you tell me of her journey thus far? He definitely knows of Wuk Lamat's parents, or at least who they are in the village, or were. Is that so? Seems the rite has been a source of great learning and growth for Wuk Lamat. Does me well to hear that. Is he her bio-father? My daughter would be about her age. Girls are rarely born amongst us, Chibral. So when she arrived, the village was elated. Such joy I felt when I first held her, and pain when I found her at the bottom of a cenote. Well, 3 years old, an accident, but I knew better. He had been pushed. Though we never caught them, a suspicious figure was seen fleeing towards the Jatika heartland, towards Mamuk. Once bitter enemies, the Mamulja and Chibral had learned to live in peace. But who could doubt the intent of such a reprehensible act by targeting the child who would one day lead her people? Criminals sought to undermine the future of the Chibral. I was determined not to let them succeed, and so I let my memory of my daughter die in that cenote, and gave her into the care of the one person I knew who could protect her. Dawn Servant Galuljata. Holy shit, it is! Though she was born to lead the Chibral, fate had a greater plan for Wuk Lamat. Only the Dawn Servant and I know the truth, but I must now take you into my confidence for one reason. If the villain who attempted to murder my daughter was indeed of Mamuk, then rancor towards the Chibral still burns. I was caught off guard once, I will not suffer the same tragedy again. And so I ask you, not as the Dawn Servant's elector, but as a father, to watch over the Third Promise. Defend her from her enemies that may be lurking in shadow. Will you do this for me? Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Address me not as the ruler of Tuliyollal, but a concerned father. Suffice it to say, this conversation must remain between us. Pray, breathe not a word of this to anyone. I had my suspicion the way he looked at her when we arrived in the village. It makes sense. Bakul Jajas. Or just a random Mamulja. Who knows? Hunmuruk stands quietly, his expression one of odd pain. Old pain. Yeah. Like, we're not gonna just find the Mamulja hanging around. Recalling the past has rendered me emotional. I require a moment to compose myself, but please do not keep the third promise waiting. Oh. An instance? Madrak, have you? Several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Ikimasho? So? You're back! So what did Madrak want? It's alright, you don't have to say. More importantly, the Tinback Traverse still isn't clear yet. Something about even more rocks. I think it's time. And I think I'll take the opportunity to rest. All that cooking and preparing for it has worn me out. Oh, don't tell me fucking Kryl is getting targeted. A nap does sound tempting. A moment, promise. You're one of Bakul Jajas. What do you want? Come to fetch you. You're welcome to refuse, but know that it would be most unwise. And why is that? Yep, they fucking took Kryl, didn't they? Why is Kryl being used as a scapegoat again? And they say house cats don't come when called. Follow me, promise. This is the one fucking situation where we shouldn't be separating ourselves from others. If anything, now is the time to beat the shit out of them.
And just how far do you plan on taking us?
Yep, there's Bakul. Oh, they took him.
Oh, Morok! Bakul Jaja, you snake! If you want my keystone so badly, you deal with me and me alone.
Is that all you think he is? Foolish kitty! This man is the reason we are here. Take a good look at him. Go on. Look. Surely you recognize your real father. Don't believe us? Then ask your trusted Sellsworth. He heard it straight from the old man's mouth.
Is it true? Is Humoruk my... Your silence says it all.
Now that you understand the situation, let's see those keystones. I'll even let you fight for them. Just you and me. If that adventurer attempts to interfere, I'll kill the old man myself!
You despicable, heartless fiend!
Are we going to play as Wuk Lamat during this?
Kinsman or no, I won't stand for you taking hostages. Come on then. You want to fight? I'll give you a fight.
Oh, such heroic caterwauling promise. I'm shaking. Guard our hostage well. We wouldn't want to attempt any thoughts of rescue. By the by, house cat, they've been instructed to put down Papa Dearest when you lose. Hopefully he settled his affairs.
Wow. Fucking cunt.
Don't worry. I'm not losing to the likes of him. Well, what are you waiting for, you blessed bastards? It's 2 against 1. Don't tell me you're scared.
I know I didn't hear you right.
She's gotten better at her smack talk. Don't worry, the scary adventurer won't try anything funny.
Foreign scum! Who are you to mock me?
An equal of the Dawn Servant.
Kill you all! Don't look away, Salt. I want you to watch as I tear your beloved promise to shreds!
Hey, eyes on me. The house cat, remember? I'll say it again. I'm not losing to the likes of you.
I like-
Become Dawn Servant, and I will protect my people.
I like that the whole thing, the like history shot of ooh, this is fancy. In this battle you will play as Wuk Lamat. Through skillful combat, Wuk Lamat will gain the resolve she needs to unleash powerful limit breaks. Not only do these attacks deal great damage, they will recover HP. Use them early and often to emerge victorious. I have a feeling this is going to be difficult. To Tenna Run of the Runic.
Come, you mangy house cat, so I can rip you to pieces. I'll cut you to shreds. My magic should be more than enough for Miss Mittens.
Oh, the standards. I forgot about that Mamulja thing.
I'll make you eat dirt.
Kick me anywhere. Kick me over there. Yo.
No more tricks, Bakul Chaja. We're settling this here and now.
Still playing the part of the brave warrior?
Oh, fuck. I went the wrong way! Ow. Gain strength from her resolve. Literally just survive long enough.
This mittens is no longer amusing me, brother.
This rite has taught me so much
Fucking braver animation. Nice.
about my nation, my people, and myself.
Donuts?
What? Can't keep up? How do you like this?
Shadow siblings? Oh no.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
I told her I picked the right one to begin with. Nice.
Understand what it means to live in peace. To greet each day in safety and happiness.
Life siphon and war of conviction.
It's time we finished her. This is the end for you, kitten.
Excuse me.
Know your place.
It's not enough to claim the title of Dawn's servant. I must carry on Papa's legacy, his love for our people.
Flea-ridden upstart! Why won't you die? Fine! I'll show you the true power of the Blessed!
I will be the next Dawn servant, and I'll protect my people's happiness to the last.
Oh.
That's why there's no way I'll ever lose to the light of you.
Oh yeah, there I am. Just had to go off to the side.
What? But that was everything I had! I can't stand it anymore! Attack!
You fucking coward.
This is our fight! Stay out of it! You bring shame upon us! You think we care about your stupid pride?
Yeah, they're after something else.
We cannot lose!
Oh, the great Bakul Jaja needs help, I see. Send your whole army. You still won't win. I will prove that my allies are right to believe in me.
Such confidence! What changed? She wasn't like this before!
There we go. Fucking deserved, you piece of shit. And what was lost is found.
I reclaim what you stole.
No. How can this be? How could that puny house cat beat all of us?
You've caused nothing but trouble with your dirty tricks. Threatening the Hanuhanu, releasing Valyarmanda, harassing me is one thing, but you've endangered too many innocents. No more, Bakul Jaja. I will not stand for it. If you even think of tormenting my people again, you will answer to me.
No. No.
And he goes and forgets he had the way blocked.
He had the way blocked.
That was his doing?
The only part left in the saga is the Lay of the Brotherhood in Mamuk. The plan was to force you here so we could take the rest of your keystones.
So that's what he was up to. But, should you be telling us this?
What does it matter? You've beaten us. It's over. We'll release the hostage.
They're surprisingly reasonable now that they've had their asses handed to them.
I'm sorry. I was careless.
Are you alright? also what Bakul Jaja said about you and me.
But to single-handedly defeat Bakul Jaja, you truly are the Dawn Servant's daughter.
I didn't fucking finish my thought before the fight, did I?
To bear witness to your journey. Promise.
Promise. Yes. That's what I am.
The fact that she is Jibral, that is bearing a weapon from the Mamulja.
Next Dawn servant.
Like, she's literally a symbol of the peace of between the Jibral and the Mamulja. Like,
Come on.
Literally.
Let's rejoin the others.
She's using a Mamulja weapon, and she is from the Jibral. Or Shibral, however the hell it's meant to be pronounced. Like, I know it's meant to be a secret between himself, the Dawn Servant, and now also me, but I feel he does deserve to know. The twins ran me from one end of Utomu Horizon to the other, asking about everything of remote interest along the way. For as weathered as our promise looks, he's positive and glowing with confidence. What in the world happened? Erenville's tour was both educational and exciting. I hope we can persuade him to conduct another in the lower forest. Something happened while we were away. There's a certain satisfied air about you. Seems we were last to return. I'm glad everyone made it back safely. Thank you for having faith in me. Keeping out of the fight, even when it got dirty, couldn't have been easy for you. But Bakul Jaja won't be the last person to threaten those I care about. I want to prove to myself that I can stand up to such villains, even when I stand alone. Which isn't to say I won't ask for your help when I need it, of course. I know better than that now. At least she understands. You know, sometimes she needs a little help. Earlier in the second Promises camp. Back to Kona. The moon.
The passage to Mamuk remains blocked. For now, all we can do is try to rest and recover. Perhaps with a meal, as my sister would no doubt suggest. Shall we borrow the kitchens and prepare some Shibruk Pibil?
So thou hast taken a liking to the dish. As we learn to appreciate the unfamiliar, 'tis only natural that we develop new affinities. There is no shame in this.
At least he didn't come back here, like, demanding the make of Archon loaf.
But there is in ignorance. I had barely considered what the people of Tuliyollal hold dear. What hopes they harbor for the future. Our nation is built upon the bonds that Father forged during his journey across Tural. But so single-minded have I been in my advocacy of foreign innovations that I failed to understand my own people.
Yay, you're seeing your own fault. Now, how do you plan to overcome it?
To connect with the populace ever make a worthy Dawn servant?
To understand and connect with people is by no means easy. But there is something you can do to pave the way. Let them see you for who you really are. What makes you laugh and cry and rage? That sort of honesty is the first step towards mutual understanding and connection.
That's not a bad shout.
Understanding begets fellowship, as my father said. And yet, what you suggest does not come naturally to me.
I, too, have found it difficult to speak from the heart. In thy struggles, I see mine own, painful in their familiarity. Yet frightening though it may feel, if we are to move forward, we must indeed take that first step. Dispense with pretense, and simply be.
Do you remember when you first approached us, and we asked you why you wanted to become Dawn Servant? You said you wished to use the knowledge you acquired in Sharlayan for your country, and in doing so repay your father for the opportunities he afforded you.
Okay,
what
interesting.
won me over was not your ambition, but your motivation. So let your people know this, and in time, they'll come to support you as we do. You can't hide behind that stoicism forever.
Very well then. I will make a greater effort to be myself. By not being my usual self so much.
By not hiding behind who he shows to the regular population, and instead actually just, you know, being his own person. Wuk Lamat wishes to know how traversable the Tienbeck traverse is. What's the state of the traverse? Still being cleared, I'd assume. Hunmutuk said he would notify us as soon as work was done. Then perhaps now would be an ideal time to consider how we might reclaim Wuk Lamat's stolen keystone. The next feat will be our last, after all. Oh, I already got it back. What? When? Not to mention how. This is Bakul Jaja we're talking about. And now she recounts the tale of how she kicked his ass. Damn, that was a long-ass tale. It turned dark. So I taught him a lesson and took my keystone back. You bested Bakul Jaja in single combat. Bravo! What can I say? I've had good friends to encourage and cheer me on. There you are. Our excavators have contacted me with news of their success. The Tienbeck Traverse is now safe for travel. Then we finally can make for Mamuk. Come to think of it, isn't it Bakul Jaja's home? We can only hope its residents don't share his winning personality. If it is indeed the city where Ketan Ram first met the Dawn Servant, surely some civility awaits us. I would not be so certain. It is true that the Dawn Servant received Ketan Ram in Mamuk, and was instrumental in the establishment of friendly relations between Tural and Mamulja. But since that time, most of the Mamulja who supported his peace have left their city in favor of abiding in the capital. What remains is a cloister of Mamuk. And while those traditionalists do not take up arms against us, neither do they bear great love for outsiders. Whatever they're like, the people of Mamuk are also of Tuliyollal. If I am to be Dawn Servant, it's my job to know them, first of all. Well, we'll be on our way then. I'm glad I could learn about where I came from. And eat so much Shibruk Pibil besides. Thank you for everything, Hunmuruk. Till next time, take care. First, we make our way across the Shibort Cinderfield due southeast. Excuse me. How you have grown indeed. He's a proud father. A good father at that, too. Like, I can't keep her safe here. Please, take her and keep her safe. I will be right back. And take a quick bathroom break. And I return. Alright. Let's make our way to the final feat. I'll pick up the quest for the Aether Current later. I remember what they're called. Ooh, excuse me. I still need to go back to Thavnir and do those quests that I started on Viper at some point too. What am I Viper at? 85? 85 and a half, roughly. I increase... I'm full on second chance points. Okay. Which means I can also finish off Chloe's book. And I'll have another one for launch. I wonder, is it the next dungeon I need to finish in order to be able to access the next rank of hunts? That's something else I can do for Viper leveling, actually. I can pick up the hunts in Endwalker. Run around and do them. I wonder if the first and second promises have already arrived in Mamuk. After seeing that battlefield, I find it miraculous that the Dawn Servant was able to negotiate a peace. If Bakul Jaja ran in this direction after losing to Wuk Lamat, then he undoubtedly was returning to Mamuk. I filled my bag with Shibruk Pibil before we left, but I'm down to my last serving already. Have you been eating on the way here? I suppose I've been eating while I'm playing, so I can't really say much, can I? The traverse will bring us straight into the Jatika heartland. Remember how you insisted this forest is green? I've seen the lower woods. They are indeed quite blue. Although, is the reason for the lower forest being blue the fact that it is a lower forest? And that it is underground, maybe? Let's throw them over there. Actually, no. Let's throw them here, beside party list. Oh, wait. Party list will overflow. I forget that. Put it above the party list and bring the party list out a bit. Let's bring the party list. It's fine where it is. Oh, I didn't expect it to be a circle. This is very reminiscent of the Tempest. This path is quite steep, isn't it? Let us take our time and descend safely. Alfredo, I spoke with one of the excavators on the way down. Apparently, Bakul Jaja cleared the way away one fallen tree remaining by barreling through it. That Wuk Lamat single-handedly defeated someone possessed of such physical might, nothing short of remarkable. Still, we ought to proceed with caution. There's no telling what his wounded pride might compel him to attempt. What that asshole has in mind. Alizé just be chillin'? Aaronville said this traverse was dug to facilitate incursions into the forest above. Intentions notwithstanding, you have to admire the dedication. Oh. Huh. I didn't expect to end up on this side. That's a deep chasm. Ginbeck Traverse. Oh. Fuck. Damn, this is pretty. Where the fuck is my scroll lock? There it is. Holy shit. The canopy pretty much covers you above. God damn, this is a pretty place. I also love how this reveal is done as well. Hang on, let's go back here again. Because I do think it's kind of adaptive lighting. If we come around the corner, the fact that it's super dark, and as you approach closer, it brightens up to reveal more of the tree boughs. Yeah, that's cool. That's a well done introduction to an area, and someone's right on top of me, of course. Just look at this thing. What a vibrant glow. I'm assuming that's one of the meteors that fell. Alluring, isn't it? In more ways than one. Take my pairings stone and hold it close to the glowing rock. Pairing stone. As you hold the pairing stone in the soft glow, it affixes itself to the boulder with surprising force. Pairing stones are natural magnets, and that's a meteorite filled with iron, one of the many remnants of an ancient meteor shower. The heterogeneous ether they emit causes the surrounding flora to glow. Unique hues, as you can see. Huh. So these glowing boulders came plummeting down from the heavens. Vidral be merciful. There you are. Blue. It's all blue. A far cry from the upper forest indeed. This place is already so fascinating. I'm eager to hear what the people of Mamuk can tell us about it. Keep running. We're almost there. At the moment, it's looking like the only two who will be able to break the seal on the Golden City are Wuk Lamat and Kona. Considering both of them have all of the current keystones. So unless there's only one keystone here, it would afford that both of them will be able to break the seal on the Golden City. You have my headgear? As this is also my first time visiting Mamuk, I have no experience interacting with the locals. But given Hunmudruk's parting words, I would advise a cautionary approach. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. I wonder what the final feat will be. Rather more quiet than I expected. Now to see whether or not Hunmudruk's fears were well founded. If you can't convince Wuk Lamat to be cautious as well. Well, we all know what comes next. Let's find that elector. Two streets seem to converge upon this plaza, so I propose we split our numbers between them. Given Hunmudruk's guidance, I also suggest that we err on the side of caution and move throughout the city in pairs. Erinville can come with me. Halazay go with Kryl. That leaves Burkel to accompany Wuk Lamat. If these arrangements are to everyone's satisfaction, then may our respective searches prove fruitful. And off she goes. Tuliyollal. Considering I don't see any merchants or anything on the map, it's not a good sign in terms of having a place where you can interact with people. In trying to find our elector. There's a way back into the city over there. Okay. Cool. And the other thing to think of, right, is that so far all of the electors have been someone who is important to that location. You know, Hudmuruk, Topli, Gurformal, I've forgotten how to actually say his name. But our Yukvi, like all of the electors have been important to their home. A Belligerent Bunewa. Your words may well as be ambient noise for all the care the citizen pays you. And a Kurt Dapro. As you begin to speak, the man abruptly turns and leaves. Well, they're a friendly bunch, aren't they? Please tell me you have had better luck. And no one will talk to you either. I was prepared for hard stares and harsh words, but this is something else. That building there looks like a shop, doesn't it? Let's go and take a look. A merchant wouldn't ignore us, surely. Hello there. We'd like to ask you something if you don't mind. No. Move along, outsiders. We're just trying to find someone. The Dawn Servant's elector? Could you tell us where they are? Wow. How are we supposed to find the elector if nobody will even speak with us? Everyone, can you hear me? Come to the massive stone structure on the west side of the city as quickly as you can. Uh-oh.
Up there.
Up there. Is it gonna be fucking Bakul Jaja? Oh. Bakul Jaja.
Bested by a mere shade.
Huh. Zeraldra.
Zerolja? Papa?
Not as you know him. What you see is an arcane manifestation of the Dawn Servant as he was in his prime.
Ooh. Interesting.
The channeler is Zerelcha. Autarch of Mamuk, and Elector for the feet of the Brotherhood.
Okay, interesting.
Tuliyollal's mightiest warrior, yet wisest you are not. You who spurned your retainer's aid when battling your betters.
To prove oneself superior to blessed siblings by surpassing the shade of Galul Jar Jar himself. That is the final feat. The first promise fought alone and fell short, but that is now the least of his concerns.
You could have let your foolishness end with your failure. But instead, you attempted to harm an anointed elector. Soralja, as of this moment, you are no longer a claimant. I disqualify you from the right of succession. Be gone from my sight.
Rip that texture.
This isn't over yet. I will be the one to reach the Golden City.
Yeah, but you're not an elector. It doesn't fucking matter if you reach it. And besides, you don't have all of the keystones.
When Soralja was defeated, he tried to take the keystone by force, but he was thwarted by Father Shade.
My dearest child, welcome home. This feat was made for you. Only blessed siblings could hope to defeat Galul Jar Jar. But ere we begin, I would see the fruits of your triumphs. Come, show me your tablets.
Two keystones.
What is this? Where are your keystones? Explain yourself, boy! No matter. Not all can be expected to go to plan. What keystones you lack, you can easily take.
Wow. An elector showing fucking preference to a particular council.
I tried. But I couldn't. I cannot beat her.
You mean to tell me that you, glory of Mamuk, for whom all here have sacrificed, were defeated by your inferiors?
Hardly inferior if we defeated him.
You are as useless as your siblings. A failure. Leave and never return! You have no place here!
Let's go, brother.
Jesus, he really turned into a wimp after he got his ass handed to him.
Worthless! Pathetic! This was our chance to claim sovereignty, and he ruins it!
An elector showing favor to one is so fucked.
But when these stragglers fail, Gulul Jaja will be forced to extend his rule. And in the next rite of succession, we will present a better claimant. So come, stand before me, and fall.
Or, you know, choose a different elector.
I won't do your trial.
Because fuck you.
You intend to forfeit the right?
Papa wants his successor to intimately understand the country he loves. Every step of my journey, I've learned something about our peoples and their cultures. I would do the same here in Mamuk. The Mamulja deserve nothing less, so your battle can wait.
I'm of the same mind. Father named you an elector for a reason. There must be something that he would have us learn.
Both have grown to learn the true reason for their journey is to learn.
But until you triumph over the shade, you shall proceed no further.
Well, I mean, the other thing I can currently do is I can go around and pick up Aether Currents again.
Promise, I would speak with you. Meet me on the western outskirts.
Trial. Did his words not strike you as strange? I will be the one to reach the Golden City, as though he intends to venture there with or without Zeralja. Yeah. I've heard about this channeling art before. Passed down to a certain clan, it employs arcane implements to produce a smoke from which the mage can conjure a shade. Hard to believe that Zeralja was bested in battle. That was a dramatic escalation. The electors we have met thus far have all had their peculiarities, but each we felt would judge our claimants equally. This Zeralja, however, seems he set in his belief that only blessed siblings are worthy of the throne. Why would the Dawn Servant name an openly biased man elector? Worrying over Zeralja won't get us anywhere. That lady, on the other hand, was the first person to address us with any civility since we arrived. We should go and meet her. Hear what she has to say. The western outskirts, right? Clearly restricted of to talk to outsiders from Zeralja. Is Zeralja's Boon Ewa. He is Ho Beagle. Whatever her relation to Zeralja, I hope we can trust her. We could do with at least one ally in the city. She looks troubled. To bid us thus meet her in private, this is both an important and delicate matter. Finally, a real conversation. Thank you for coming. My name is Milalja. Here we may talk freely, away from prying eyes. And what is it you wish to talk about? Tell me, what do you think of Mamuk? Well, we don't have much to say yet. No one wants to speak with us. All who remain in this city are devoted to the traditional ways. They believe that blessed siblings are superior, that only they are worthy to lead the peoples of this continent. Most would not deign to address outsiders, deeming them beneath notice. Sounds like an ideal community so far as Bakul Jaja is concerned. I am tired, exhausted by this senselessness. There are others like me, but we dare not speak our truth aloud. You know we have an opportunity to reclaim our agency. Yet now, for you have bested Bakul Jaja. You, a Shibral, inferior by all presumptions, triumphed over our two-headed champion. This time, anyway. Next time I might not be so lucky. Bakul Jaja is just that strong. I seriously don't understand why he cheats so much. It seems to me he'd do better if he just trusted his own abilities. He's desperate. Other blessed siblings have fallen before. Ula Jaja of the Silver Scales, for one. He traveled across the salt in search of conquest, only to be overcome. But no matter how the individual may falter, the people still believe in blessed sibling supremacy. Because of my father. He who united Tural under one rule, who in the eyes stands as testament to the tradition's infallibility. Regardless of your father's virtuous intent, his gracious triumph has only fanned the flames of our people's obsession. However, as both his daughter and claimant to his legacy, your triumph could prove that Galul Jaja's true strength lies not in his birth, but in his character, and in so doing, you may give us the strength to renounce blessed siblings forever. I can understand wanting to forsake zealotry, but isn't forsaking two-headed Mamulja going a bit far? You must decide that for yourself, whether the price we pay is worth an empty dream. There's something about the two-headed Galulja, or Mamulja, that we don't know. The way they're putting it makes it seem like there's something that we're not being told. Milalja has something to show you. There's a place that will help you understand our plight. It lies far to the west of here. Follow me. Is it the jar thing that we saw in Bakul Jaja's memory? Or when he was scared shitless about the fact that he lost? You won't find sites like these anywhere else. Yeah. This is quite the view, isn't it? Is that a meteorite up there? Oh. Aye, and judging by their attachment, that tree must benefit from the meteorite's unique ether. Anyway, should we press on? Milalja was anxious for us to see whatever it is he has to show us. Seeing Morphos again as enemies. That's a surprise. Light. Oh no. Canopy blocks out the sun so completely. It's as if we were in a room without windows. A hunting camp, like as not. I'd love to talk to Mamulja hunters and learn about their ways. Except they'd probably ignore me. The others have continued on. Let's catch up to them. Black descent. I was not aware that such tunnels could be found in Jatika Heartland. A well-kept secret indeed. A cavern, and it looks deep. What are we looking at then? Having seen how dark this forest is, I can understand why so many Mamulja chose to live in Tuliyollal instead. The place I would show you is just ahead. This is the place you wanted to show us. It lies just beyond this passage. Entry to these grounds is not permitted even to the devout. Nonetheless, I would reveal our secrets to you. Rest assured that I shall take full responsibility. Come, see for yourself the truth of the blessed. Oh, what horrible secret are we going to find down here? A cavern filled with water.
I shouldn't have looked down.
The stone pier yonder. That is our destination.
To erect it there would have been no small feat.
The work of Yakui hands built long, long ago. Our forebears merely altered the entrance.
Okay. Interesting.
Altered? To what end?
It will be quicker to show you. We have beasts that can carry us below.
That whistle sounds familiar.
A cool cha-cha.
What? Couldn't wait to laugh at the failure?
You've always come here to cry. Ever since you were little.
Mother?
Yep. I assumed.
The third promise seeks to learn about Mamuk. She may be our chance to finally end what we have been powerless to stop. Talk with her. Tell her what we have done.
Fine. Perhaps it's only right that we be the ones to speak of it. Blessed as we are. Here.
An
This
urn?
vessel holds the remains of a two-headed Mamulja. An infant.
An urn. All right. How many of them are there?
We converted the ruins into a cenotaph, so the souls of these children wouldn't return as vengeful spirits. Do you know how blessed siblings are made?
I've heard that they are born to Hubago and Bunawa parents.
Ubigo and Bunewa.
Such unions between clans were originally arranged to stop infighting. The war against the Shibral was going poorly, and we needed to be united. Then, one day, a child was born. One blessed with two heads and tremendous power.
Seeing how that works.
When
Were they
this child
twins?
grew old enough to lead our army, we became unstoppable. The Shibral had no answer, and we drove them all the way back to the trees above. That taste of victory awakened our greed. We became obsessed with conceiving more and more of these superior children, no matter the cost. Of the countless born, most die, trapped in their shells. Only 1 in 100 survive.
Which is why they're so rare.
If we are blessed, it is only because we yet live. Unlike our brothers and sisters, who were sacrificed for the glory of Mamuk.
That's horrible.
Pretty fucked up. Yeah, pretty fucked up.
Of course it's horrible. It's an atrocity we can never take back. Those children died so that we could live. So we had to succeed, no matter what. To fail would mean it was all for nothing. Nothing. But I did fail. I squandered their sacrifice.
Don't use them as an excuse.
I should never have been born.
You're wrong. You didn't ask to be born as you are, and you aren't responsible for your siblings' deaths. The people obsessed with blessed siblings are. They made their choices, but they don't make yours. Since when do you let others push you around, Bakul Jaja? What do you want? Say it!
want it to end.
At least it didn't go for the jokey thing of, I want to make dresses, or something along those lines.
Any more to die.
Then you have my word. We'll put a stop to this madness.
Blessed siblings are revered by their supporters as a means to achieve dominance in Tural. If we understand why they harbor such aspirations in the first place, we would be better equipped to treat with them.
Indeed. I just hope they will be open to discourse.
Take me with you. Those fanatics treat my words as gospel.
No. There will be trouble if your father finds out you're still here. Moshu Tural Zush. There we will gather the people, and ask anything the Third Promise wishes to know.
Then take one of my scales. One that blends Ehubiko and Bunewa coloring. It'll serve as proof that you have our trust. People will do as you say if you show it to them.
Good night, Sammy. Sleep well.
I'm sorry for what I've said and done. I don't expect your forgiveness.
He's actually remorseful.
You had your reasons. I'm glad I could know them.
It's impressive that we just don't have, you know, a bad guy who's just a bad guy.
Which is to say, you're not a complete alpaca's ass.
Thanks, Wuk Lamat.
Well, maybe it's for the best. Hatred is exhausting, after all.
Indeed. So let us make the most of our newfound friendship and bring together the people of Mamuk. We have much to discover.
Ooh, excuse me. Hey, Berkel. Before we rejoin the others, can we talk for a moment? I really hated him, you know, Bakul Jaja, with every fiber of my being. He tried to ruin Ihikana, sabotaged us on the river, kidnapped me for my keystone, and released the most vicious Tural Vidral of all time. Anything he could do to cause us pain, he did. Never in a million years would I forgive him. But the moment I understood why he did what he did, pain he's been carrying this whole time, all my anger just evaporated. He still needs to make amends. I hear you. Bakul Jaja's motives don't absolve him of his crimes. He must answer for them, like anyone else. But right now, my duty is to ensure that no one in Mamuk feels desperate enough to go to such lengths ever again. Anyway, thanks for listening. Now that I've voiced that, I feel readier for the challenges ahead. Come on, let's head back to the city. Alright, I'm actually going to call stream here. I am going to go through and get... I'm going to go around and grab Ether Currents. Actually, I'll finish this quest. And then we'll call it for stream. And then I'll go around and do my Ether Current gathering and stuff like that afterwards. And I'll probably also go and do crafter gatherer shit for a while before I go to sleep. Alright. You know what? Let's not drive all the way back. Let's teleport. Go. Sometimes it's best to just forgive and move on. It can be difficult. Gods, don't I know it? That's all the more reason to try your damnedest to look past how you were wronged and let bygones be bygones. It's amazing how Wuk Lamat has can connect with anyone. She has an incredible gift. I had no idea Bakul Jaja was bearing such a burden, had he but chosen a different path. Still, I believe our true character is demonstrated not by right action, but rather by our conduct upon recognizing our faults. It is a struggle I know all too well. To think that there was such a dark secret behind Blessed Siblings. Even among the Mamulja, I cannot imagine how many know the whole truth, especially not those who reside in the capital. Bakul Jaja's scale represents his faith in us. We won't fail him or his people. Alright. So, as I said, I'm going to call it here. I will be back tomorrow for more in-story quests. Yes. Thank you, and good night.